Hi everybody, it's JB here. Quick review on last night's Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, if you could call it a fight. I didn't watch it live as it was at stupid o'clock in the morning, 4 AM, but there has been a lot of highlight packages on YouTube, so I watched one of them, and to be quite honest, I got bored after a minute and a half. It was a jab, it was a bore fest. They were just basically just jabbing like this, like this, like this, you know, nothing like that, like this. It was an absolute shambles, if you could call it that, of a fight. You know, it wasn't a fight. As far as it wasn't going to be up to the Rumble in the Jungle or Fury Music or anything like that, was it? It was a poor fight. It wasn't competitive. Also, what you've got to bear in mind that Mike Tyson is now nearly 60 years old. He's 58 years old. And the thing is, he's no spring chicken. Yeah, when he was a 20-year-old in '86, beating everyone in Sundry and winning the world title against, was it Berbick, I think, was it? And then beating Frank Bruno twice in his pomp. There's no doubt he was a great fighter. You know, they're saying that his image has been tarnished, his fighting legacy has been tarnished. It was tarnished years ago when he took a chunk of Evander Holyfield's ear off. So don't worry about that. Tyson was no angel, mate. Let's get that clear. But he was a legend. He was a legend because he won all the world titles. He was undisputed title of the world. He was, world heavyweight champion. Listen. The whole thing with Jake Paul, right, it was just a publicity stunt. Netflix will be happy because they've sold a lot of subscriptions for the fight. They've sold a lot of, people have signed up to Netflix, was it a tenner a month? Purely and simply to get money for the fight. Jake Paul was won because he won the fight and he's going to earn out of this. But what does that leave Mike Tyson in his legacy now? I mean, yeah, okay, already tarnished because of certain misdemeanors, in his personal life when he was in his pomp. He missed 3 years because he was in prison for beating up his then wife, and then was banned from boxing for a long time when he bit a big chunk of Evander Holyfield's ear off in their second fight. So his reputation was already tarnished a long time before, but he's a great fighter. When he came burst onto the scene 30 odd years ago, he was known as a caveman. No nonsense, and he knocked everyone. You've got to realise he's 58 years old. How have the Nevada Commission passed him fit for that fight? It's just, if it was in Britain, if it was here in Great Britain, the British Boxing Board of Control would have absolutely said, no way you can fight. That's it, and nobody, you know what, I don't think it in any arguments, because that, as regards the fight itself, it was a poor quality fight. It was a poor quality fight, and I saw it in 3-minute highlights, and that's all I needed to see. Because, listen, boxing as a sport doesn't get good enough publicity as it is, and I do honestly think, when you look at it logically and you look at this and you look at that, boxing as a sport has gone downhill for a long time. We don't have the great fights we used to have. The terrestrial broadcasters will not put boxing on because Sky and BT Sport, or TNT they're now, they'll put it all behind a paywall and make you pay 19 quid for what 30 quid for what, for a 1 minute, possibly a 1 minute fight if someone knocks someone out. I don't see the sense in it. Look, good luck to Netflix. They made a lot of money out of it. Jake Paul, listen, I admire people who get into a ring and want to sug it out, especially Mike Tyson. Jake Paul, for having the guts to do it in the first place. But let's just face it, that was a poor fight, and I won't be convinced any different. In 3 minutes, I saw enough in 3 minutes to convince myself that was a poor quality fight. Mike Tyson is obviously 58 now, he's nearly 60, he's an old age pensioner. In 6 years time he'll be an old age pensioner. So at the end of the day, Tyson is, you know, Tyson is an old man now, and how the Nevada State Commission have passed him fit to do this, I will never know. But it was a poor quality fight. I'm not going to be convinced any different. And the whole thing was just a publicity stunt for Jake Paul, a YouTuber by trade who does pranks, and Netflix, who have sort of made an awful lot of money out of it in subscriptions. And Tyson comes out of it with unfortunately a tarnished reputation. It's sad really when you see a 58-year-old having to fight. It's disappointing really. It was a poor fight, and the Nevada State Commission have to take a lot of the blame. This fight should never have took place. It was a money-making exercise, and I don't think sports should be like that. I wanted to see, we all wanted to see a competitive fight. We wanted to see if Tyson still had it. He's 58 years old. He had a brace on his knee, for heaven's sake. I don't know how the Nevada State Commission passed him fit, because if it had been the British Boxing Board of Control, that fight, I'm telling you now, would not have happened in the first instance. Would not have happened at all. It was a publicity stunt, and I hope a fight like that never ever happens again, because that was a phony fight, and no one can shy away from that fact, and nobody will be convinced any different.